Welcome to Respawning Fire, the Kick-Ass River Gaming Podcast, where three lifelong friends gather to talk about video games. I'm Holden, and this week I'm actually here with...
Dallas.
Chad...
Smith. Dallas Smith.
Dallas Smith?
Yes.
Chad is not here with us for this week, maybe next week as well, because he's recovering from some life-changing surgeries that are very beneficial. We're very proud of him. Send him your love. We're talking about this week, we look at the list for a second, talking about the internal price kind of debacle over the PS5.
It's a shame.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We're getting into Geoff Keighley leaving E3, which is amongst many people now.
Also a shame.
Also a shame, yeah. This is going to be disappointing
Shameful.
episodes. And maybe the one uplifting thing is Anthem getting an overhaul, and our thoughts on that. Maybe that could be a shame.
Remember Anthem.
Remember Anthem. Before we get into all that stuff, though, Dallas, what have you been playing this week?
Well, funny thing is, the first time I was on with you guys, I was playing a game called Horizon.
I saw you were playing it last night.
Yeah. And I was joking around how it should have won Game of the Year that year over Breath of the Wild. Mm-hmm. And I just picked it up randomly. I don't know why. I still haven't finished it, and I just picked it up the other night. And, it just so happens that, again, here I am when I get to talk about Horizon. But, besides that, we were playing Siege again. Night. Which is so much fun.
Oh, yeah. And that new update looks really great. Actually, we'll talk about that in third party. I forgot to put it in here.
Awesome. Okay. I can't get enough of that game. I play that game every night with you guys if we could. Yeah.
It's way better than I thought it was going to be, for sure.
I was trying to tell everybody how good that game was. Nobody wants to listen to me. I enjoy the hell out of that game. What else was I playing? In honor of Chad's visit to Rhode Island, I jumped in VR last Sunday night, I think, and I actually finally played Beat Saber.
Yes.
For about an hour or so, maybe less, because I wanted to play a few other things. I think I played that, and I played the Blood and Truth demo that I had.
Which
downloaded.
one's that again? Is that you're a robber and you have a gun and all that?
That's
demo, London Heist, I'm thinking of.
Yes, I think it's made by the same company. So
possibly, yeah.
I think it's kind of almost got the same mechanics and stuff like that. It was fun. The demo was pretty cool. About I want to say 15 minutes or so. And, it really shows off how those, the move controllers can be implemented in an awesome way. There's one area where you have to pick locks, so you open up your little kit and you have to grab it with your hands, and, then you got to jiggle the lock and stuff like that.
It's where VR really shines.
Yes, I believe so. The only thing is it's weird that, I guess it makes sense. I thought you could use the aim controller for it. Because there's a lot of shooting in it, but you can't, which I guess kind of makes sense if you're going to, use your hands.
Take your controllers out of the gun.
Because there's other things you can pick up, beer bottles and distract guys and stuff like that. So I guess it wouldn't work with the aim controller.
You can just toss the gun, controller over.
Well, actually, the funny thing with the Beat Saber game was the first song I did, I actually ripped the headset basically right off my head because I wasn't paying attention with the cords were right in my, and I got pretty intense because I wanted, Chad brags about how good it is at that game, so I was like, let me see, how good I can do. I actually did pretty well. The first track I got through I think I missed one note, but it was only on normal difficulty. That game is, it's impressive.
Yeah. It's really,
I would love to just watch him play that game. It must be insane.
I can't even imagine. When I was doing Oculus demos, we had an easy song and then a hard song. And easy was way too easy.
Yeah.
Hard, I'm like, holy shit. I'm sweating. I'm there's too much happening at once.
Yeah, there's a few misdirection notes that they try and throw in there, and every one I missed. I'm like, I can only imagine how hard the hard level must be if it's all like that.
Especially the ones where it's full 360 and you're moving around at the same time.
Oh, really? There's ones like that?
Oh, yeah. It gets intense. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. it's a lot, but I'll only get a notification. Chad and I both have Apple Watches, and I guess he will count Beat Saber as an exercise. So I'll see Chad just completed high interval training, and he just played Beat Saber. Yeah, it's that intense.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm upset that I didn't play it earlier. Mm-hmm. I wish I'd been playing it all this time. It's just a pain in the butt to get that thing running. Because I don't have the pass through set up. Mm-hmm. So I gotta unplug, if I want to get back to that real 4K or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I tried the virtual golf, I think it's called, or Everybody's Golf VR demo.
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I was telling Chad that would be an awesome game night game if we could all just kind of hang out.
In VR.
But I think he said it's $30, so it's...
Yeah.
So if it goes on sale or if there's a free weekend, we should all jump on it. It should be fun.
Everybody's Golf in general is just really good. They had it on Vita. And that was actually a really, really fun game. I never played Mario Golf or anything like that. It's like kind of the only golf game I ever played. But it was actually pretty fun.
I get addicted to golf games every now and then. I don't know why. Like even the PGA, like the like the simulation style ones.
Yeah.
But I think that was all I played this week.
Horizon's a good one though.
Yeah.
I want to get back into Horizon because
the game's so good.
I played it right after Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, why can't I climb this? Whereas my parents, and I was too set in Breath of the Wild to really enjoy Horizon.
Yeah.
I really, really want to give it another chance, especially after another game I played this week. We'll get to that.
What, Sekiro?
No.
Something else?
Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
I finally...
Yeah, so the traversal is the only real issue I have with that game.
Horizon?
Yeah, it's clunky. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a lot of areas that you think you should be able to access that you can't. Like, then you got kind of sidetracked and, you know, all of a sudden you're in an area that you weren't expecting. And there's just a lot to find in that game. So basically, what I don't know what it was, but what drove me to play it again, I was like, I want to just clear this map. I'm going to go, like, section by section, find all the collectibles, you know, get all the... You know, so now I'm like at level 39, and I think I'm like at level 12 quests.
You're overpowered.
Yeah, I'm so
everything.
Overpowered. But last night I spent... So I was up pretty late last night playing the game. I think I sat down around like midnight to play. Well, it was like 11:30 to play. My wife and I were hanging out. So after that, I was like, let me just jump on and just clear a little area while I saw a Thunderjaw, I think they called it.
Like the big, like the T-Rex kind of looking one. Yeah.
I think I fought that thing for like an hour and a half. I died once trying to kill him. A bunch of other guys came in, like a Glit Hawk or whatever, Glitter Hawk or whatever it's called. That was attacking me. So what I did was I died. I actually had it probably half to health. I died. I reloaded, and I made sure I corrupted all the machines in the area. You shoot corruption arrows at them so they attack each other.
Yeah.
So it took me like an hour and a half to actually beat that one machine. So.
Holy shit! Okay, wow.
Yeah.
You see, I didn't get into the really big stuff like that. I got into like the gazelles or equivalent. And I don't know. I spent too long in the opening area getting frustrated. I need to go back again.
Yeah. When you run into those big machines, it is some epic stuff. Like, just the size comparison, you know, like when you see like, and that's another thing. I spent like probably 15, 20 minutes trying to take photos, like the perfect photos. Like, oh, this is so awesome. But yeah, I get addicted to that for sure. But,
yeah, one day I'll get to it. One day.
You should. Yeah. Well, you have too many games to play. I don't even want to talk to you.
Well, there's some good news because I played some of those games.
Did you finish Spider-Man?
I did. I finished Spider-Man, yeah.
Awesome.
So I don't know how much I want to talk about it right now, only because Chad wanted me to play it. So I kind of want to wait for Chad to do the big, like, discussion of it. But, not to go too deep into it, I didn't really like... By the end of the game, I'm like, thank God this is over.
Really?
Yeah, and I get why people liked it. The traversal is awesome.
Absolutely.
For me, it failed in the story. It just dragged on for way too long. The interesting stuff is just rushed in like the last 10 minutes or missions or so.
Was that interesting stuff?
It was great stuff. Okay. It was great stuff. Everything with like Dr. Octavius is really good. But like at the same time, like my issue with that is the stuff with Dr. Octavius is really, really good. At the beginning of the story, when I see Peter Parker working for Dr. Octavius, his name is still Dr. Octavius, I'm like, cool, so he's going to be Doc Ock at some point. And I'm like, at some point.
Yeah, they tried to...
At some point.
They tried to make you think that maybe he wasn't going to do that, so they kind of like were dragging that part out. But I stayed away from spoilers. I know you played it late, so maybe you might have known.
I actually didn't know about Doc Ock. I did know that like Vulture and Rhino and Electro were going to be in it because that was one of the E3 demos.
Okay, yeah.
So I saw the E3 demo. I'm like, ooh, that stuff's going to be great to get to.
And in the last
15
minutes of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand.
So there was some. I'll go more in depth when Chad's there. But there's some really good stuff I liked about it. But to me, my frustrations with it outweighed, I think. And of the PS4 exclusive games, this is probably my least favorite of the ones I've finished. Because like I haven't finished Horizon Zero Dawn, so I don't want to put that on the list. But like, when you look at God of War, holy fuck and shit, like the game is insane. Yeah. Bloodborne, amazing.
I'm not a fan of Bloodborne, so.
Yeah, it's not for everyone for sure. It's definitely a really hard game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked the traversal parts of it, and there were times where I really enjoyed playing it and would be like, okay, cool, like that's the game I'm playing today for the next few hours, just because the traversal is really great. Everything else didn't pan out.
The combat? You didn't enjoy the combat?
Yes and no. Like, it's not bad combat, but after a while, it's like
repetitive.
Very repetitive, yeah, very very repetitive. And maybe I wasn't using enough of the skill sets, which is I'm notorious for doing that. But
I think that's a huge. I get a lot of enjoyment out of that game by making sure like I, did everything I could with upgrading everything and finding the best combos and, web bombs. And, like I would basically start a big fight with doing that one suit power where you like jump up at the end and just web everybody. And like that would take out like 70% of everybody you were facing at the time. So
yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was deep, the combat. You know what I mean? Like it could be if you.
You're right, because like there's so many suits that have special abilities, and you can like swap the abilities like to each suit. Right. You have different like powers you use. There's a lot there for sure.
Yeah. I like that style of the game though, like Arkham, Shadow of War. That combat style is like one of my favorites.
And I don't know. I guess like for this, I don't know if I'm a fan of the like pure action style like that. And not to say Spider-Man's a pure action game, because it's not. Like I guess like DMC being an example of a pure action game, but it kind of has a lot of that like repetitive like combo like. There's a lot of similarities there. Excuse me.
Kind of like button mashing at times, like just like square.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll go more into it when up the chat. But like, yeah, I liked it, but I'm not there with everyone else and saying this is like this amazing thing. But I'm really excited to see Spider-Man 2 and what obviously they're going to make Spider-Man 2. Like, I think it's kind of a no-brainer. It's like God of War 2 is going to come out, so is Spider-Man 2. I'm excited to see what they do with that still. I think I'm kind of actually where I think what Chad is with Breath of the Wild, where he's still curious to see where like a Breath of the Wild 2 would go, and I'm still curious to see where Spider-Man 2 would go. But I'm definitely not in that like hype train over like everyone else is. So, but the other two games to play this week, I played Siege as well. But the other two games I played this week was I played more Sekiro, even though I told myself I'm done. I played more of it. I found this thing in the game called Kuro's Charm. When you start New Game Plus, or you just start a new game in general after beating it for the first time, you get this item called Kuro's Charm. And if you give it away at the beginning of the game to your master, it makes the game more difficult by enemies do 20% more damage. You get more XP, however, but, and this is the real kicker, this one makes it really hard, if you don't do a perfect deflect, or a perfect parry, you'll lose a little bit of health.
Oh, wow.
It's really fucking hard, but it's really made me feel like I felt playing the game for the first time again.
Right.
Like, I really feel like I have to learn these bosses at a different level than I knew them before, and I'm like, shit, I'm just gonna do this again, aren't I? But I feel like I'm going to give up at some point because it is significantly harder. Yeah. But
that game is hard. Oh, man.
It's really hard, but once you get used to it, it's like when you played the first, I would imagine people felt like when they played, actually I'll just say my experience, Bloodborne. When I played Bloodborne for the first time, I spent 6 hours in the opening area because I had no idea how to play a game like that. And once you figure it out and kind of get used to it, it's obviously hard. Like, you have to figure out each boss as you get to them, but I think what makes it really hard for people is learning the deflect and learning those like small things that you are told not to do in Dark Souls and in Bloodborne. Yeah. So yeah, it is very hard. And I still think, and I've gone back and forth on this, I think right now I'd say it's a harder game than Bloodborne and Dark Souls, but there's a lot of things about it that are more accessible. I actually found New Game Plus without the like added challenge with the Kuro's Charm way easier. I'm already at the final boss.
In my opinion, I would say it's more punishing. Difficult. Like, you get punished for messing up.
If you mess up in Sekiro, especially what was it? I was facing his name is True Corrupted Monk, and one slash of a sword is like basically half of your health. It's brutal. Right. Yeah.
So Bloodborne for me, the experience was I wanted a challenge. I'm not afraid of those challenges.
Yeah, you're fine.
And so I was, even with Dark Souls, the first time I played it, I think I went in with a loincloth and a club. And I put on the most difficult level, and I was like, let me see how, and I got to the first boss, and he destroyed me, and I was like, It's just, to me, Sekiro has a character that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Like Bloodborne, I guess you create your own character. If I remember correctly, you kind of design your own.
You design your character, yeah.
And I never got into I never got interested in the lore. Like, the world was cool, like, it was dark and gloomy and, all that.
Absolutely, yeah.
But this is the character of, what was his name in Sekiro?
The Wolf.
Yeah, the Wolf.
Well, Sekiro's his name, but as well. But
so, like, the opening cinematic was interesting. Like, it grabbed me. So I was like, I don't care how difficult this game is. I want to see what happens.
And that's what kind of kept me going as well. Yeah.
So I got to the area where you're on the rooftops
Yep, you're in Ashina Castle.
Nope, it's after that. You clear that area with the bull, I think.
Okay, yeah.
And then you go... Do you fight the guy on the horse after that?
Before that.
Okay, yeah. So after the bull, I think it was... I was having a difficult time with one certain area. I finally cleared it. I think I went like...
It's like they're like the guys who jump around and throw the ninja stars at you from a distance. They curve in and hit you. I think so, yeah.
So you get to like another area where there's... It got overwhelming because it was a big open area. It didn't feel as like... directed, like go this way, you'll know, you know, you're going the right way, like so and that's when I was actually I borrowed it from a friend of mine, like I told you, so I didn't have as much time with it as I would like. I would love to get it back and well, if it goes on sale, I'll grab it. If it gets to like $20, but I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon. Every time I see it's like $39.95 or something like that. So
it's I think it's worth it. I think it's definitely
game of the year, man.
It's game of the year.
It's a great game.
I totally forgot because like I finished it and I was listening to some like YouTube videos about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, the game of the year." We're surprised. I'm like, "Oh yeah."
It's a great game.
It's very, very good. It's the combat system that keeps me going the entire time throughout it.
Yeah, it's just the most complete combat I think I've ever experienced. It's just perfectly done.
Well, I've been devouring videos on like YouTube of like, you know, speedrunners, like interviews with the director, like kind of just anything I can. I'm like super obsessed, and it's the one thing that the director said, Hideo. I can't remember his last name. Is it? It's not Miyazaki. It might be Miyazaki. No idea. I think it's Hideo Miyazaki, but I'm probably wrong. I have a computer. I have two computers in front of me. You can look it up, but I'm not going to. And he was saying that he wanted to replicate sword combat and that the feeling of like clashing swords, like perfect. He did it. He nailed it.
Nailed it. Absolutely. Yeah. It's the best.
Yeah, but it's really hard. It's really hard.
And it, you know, it just sucks that there was that issue with, is it approachable for all? You know, is it accessible for you know, disabled gamers and stuff like that? Like, you know, that put a little stain on it. But I'm glad it kind of got through that and people realized. I
feel like that happens like every new Dark Souls, every Bloodborne game. It's like, it's just accessible to everyone. And like,
it's not. So, you know, it's just not a game for you. If you can't play that kind of game, it's just not a game for you.
Oh, we're back to the conversation of like, because I do think accessibility to games is important. Like, you shouldn't hold someone back from being able to play a game. There's kind of two factors on it. I think the one small factor is just there's always some accessibility or some need that you couldn't predict. Like my mom, she had a stroke a little while ago. Relatively, just saw her a second ago. She's relatively fine. But she's like light sensitivity and noise sensitivity. Okay. She can't watch Incredibles 2 because like the flashing, the strobe light scene, too much for her. But I don't think anyone like making that movie would have been like, we have to tailor the scene because Beth Holden's mom is gonna like have a hard time with it. Like, there's some niche things that are hard to consider. So that's one part, but that's small. I think the bigger part though is, why is it up to From Software to do that? Like iPhones, Android phones, PCs, Macs, all have those accessibility features built into the system itself.
Right.
So why is it up to just From Software to like make accessibility like
it's not the software's problem, it might be the hardware's problem.
Well, it's like when you're making a platform, like you're making a platform for everyone. Like that's your goal, is to make the platform for everyone. Like animation slowdowns, so things like that would help people. Why isn't the conversation geared towards Xbox and PlayStation?
It's a good point.
Figuring that out. And then beyond that too, like, so accessibility, like, is for everyone, but difficulty, that's where I'm like, no, I'm not going to put an easy one on this game. Like, that defeats the purpose of
the game.
And I was thinking about this.
Or the vision of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Is art for everyone? And I don't mean like art generally, but like as a piece of art, if you're making it through your heart and your emotions and like whatever you want, that inherently is going to make it some sort of niche. You can't make art for it, like a specific piece of art for everyone, because that's when it becomes like commercial in Transformers movies and like shit like that, where it's like, oh, that was so commercial. I wanted something artistic. I'm like, then you do want things that are niche like that, and it's just
you don't want to water it all down.
Exactly.
Because it definitely wouldn't have been Game of the Year if it was watered down. You
know? No. The fun of the game comes from the difficulty. Absolutely. If I could just go in and wail on bosses and be like, cool, I'll finish that boss in 30 seconds, it would not be fun. Unless I learned how to do that.
Yeah, the reason why you finished that game is because you wanted to feel that reward of the accomplishment of beating this difficult game. And that's what drives, I think, a lot of that fan base to want to
absolutely,
to enjoy that. And it even drives the developer. Like, you know, we want to make this game that people feel rewarded for playing. We don't want to water it down and give everybody this easy mode. And you know, you can't blame them for that. Like, how, you know.
Yeah. There are games for that if you want to do that. There's so many games out there.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, when I get frustrated with playing Sekiro and I want to stop, I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 this week, which I'll let you be excited about because you You've been asking.
Absolutely. One of the many games I've been telling you to play.
I need to get that one done because I really enjoyed it, and then it just got away from me because it's one of those things where it's such a huge game. It's like, okay, I gotta like sit down and like dedicate time to it. But man, like immediately when I got into it, I'm like, the production values are just so fucking insanely high. They're so high, it's amazing.
It's incredible.
The story,
it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, so far it absolutely is. I'm upset because I already know like that a major character dies. I want to say in case anyone else doesn't know this, but like
a year later.
Yeah, year and a half now?
Yeah, not yet. It'll be
holy shit, yeah.
October of this year.
We're still talking about it.
It's I don't want to say it's my favorite game of all time, but it might be.
It's up there, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely my top 5. It's incredible.
Yeah. I just been to the city. I forgot what it's called, but
okay, St. Denis?
Yeah. And holy shit, like it feels like a city. Yeah, like there's the back alley areas. And I was chasing this kid who stole my bag around.
Yeah.
It was really intense. Like he gets in the little trolley car, and I'm like, shit. And I'm like running as fast as I can, like just like spamming the X button to run. And as I'm running by, like everything just feels like a real city. And it's in that sense, it's one of the most successful open world games. Period. Absolutely. It feels the most realistic. It's truly amazing how well they pulled that off. Yeah. Like I went to I saw a homeless man who's just like drinking booze, like laying down, completely hammered out of his mind. Yeah. And again, you can just tell this because the animations are so good. He doesn't even tell you he's drunk. You can just like read his character and be like, that guy's drunk. Which again, like the detail, the polish, holy shit. But I'm talking to him and I give him 25 cents because I had like $1,800 at this point. So I'm like, I'm loaded. Like I'm getting the money to the poor. Like,
did you buy a bunch of clothes? Because I just went and bought like every outfit.
So I bought like the guns that I wanted, and I tricked them all out the way I wanted. I bought the outfit I had. I did that a while ago, and now I have $1,800 still. Yeah, because I just haven't been spending a whole lot. I'm trying to max out my camp.
Okay,
that's my goal right now. But anyway, I'll go back to the money in a second because we're gonna talk about that kid. But the homeless dude was, or the drunk guy was like telling me, because I paid him, he's like, oh, you're so kind. Let me give you this tip about this, like above the gun shop, there's a poker game. And he's like, oh, and his little thing comes up, like, you could rob this. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to.
Did you do it?
Well, I made a mistake.
I made the same mistake, probably.
I thought that if I went into the gun shop and tried to run the gun shop, it would then lead me to go up to the poker game. Right, that's not what happened. No. The cops went in there really fast. And I managed to escape, but because I had the mask on, they don't know it was me. I don't have a bounty, so I lucked out. Yeah. But it was like an intense like getaway. Yeah. But it was especially intense because I was in that city, like running away, going through alleys. Yeah. Like, all right, if I go up this ladder, they know I'm up there, and they did. So I had to take another route. Like it was really fun. And then when I was chasing the kid down, I had this level of panic because he stole my bag, which had my money, and I literally see the like minus $1,800. I'm like, no.
You're gonna get this the best.
Yeah, they gave it back to me. I had the money, but I literally was walking out of that mission going, if I don't get my money back, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Because I'm not playing this game anymore.
And then I just saw it tallied up again, and I had it, but that was a relief. But yeah, that game is just really good. It's something I feel like people say you have to play it in huge chunks. I see why people want to play it that way, but it's also really good just to play it for a mission and just like it's like an episode of a TV show.
Oh yeah,
and you pull out, do something else, come back in a little while, and really, really well done.
Yeah, I just got like completely immersed in that world, and I think a lot had to do with how realistic it is.
Yeah,
like how you speak about it. But in my opinion, like I said, so when I played it, the reason why I had so much money is because I would basically sit and camp out in front of the what's it called, where you bring all the stolen wagons. I forgot what they call it.
Is it the fence?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would sit over by that fence area and I would rob wagons for like a good 2 game days. And I think you get a decent amount for depending on the size of the wagon.
Yeah.
So I would just have a ton of money, but it drops your honor level. So like I was 100% dishonorable going into the last chapter.
Oh, you like your meter was all the way over.
Yeah. And I don't know, have you had divisions yet?
In the group?
No. Well, so I don't know if they're dreams. They're basically in dreams. Like so, there'll be like a little dream sequence, and you see like the wilderness and an animal.
I don't think I've seen this yet. Or maybe I saw it and it's been so long since I played it. I don't remember that part yet. Yeah.
So I don't want to spoil anything, but you see a specific animal depending on what your honor level is.
Oh, okay.
So
I always saw like a demon, basically.
Yeah, I always saw this one animal in all the visions I had until the very last chapter. The very last time you get a vision, I got the other animal, and I don't know, man. It's giving me goosebumps just thinking of it now. In my opinion, I played the game the perfect way. It was a redemption story, 100% complete in my opinion, and it was just the way it played out was like a magical moment for me. It was unreal.
Amazing.
So, and that's why I think because I was so immersed in it, because I stuck with it, because I played it for I think over 250 hours or something like that.
Holy shit!
It just resonated with me that no other game ever has.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I gotta keep playing with it.
Yeah.
I'll do this, then I'll do Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh boy! And then you're gonna play Mass Effect 3.
They're gonna do Mass Effect 3, and I do Majora's Mask. Because some beat Majora's Mask.
I haven't beat that either. So.
It's like one of my shames. I haven't beaten Majora's Mask. There's a huge Zelda fan. I feel
me too.
I should have played it.
So I had this weird thing. As a kid, as a wrestling fan, I would boycott WrestleMania. I don't know why. I was just like, no, that's everybody loves WrestleMania, whatever. I'm
gonna sound real stupid here. Is that a game or is that like a different division of like wrestling?
No, that's like the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Okay.
Gotcha. So there was like these pay-per-views, and as a kid, I wouldn't watch the biggest pay-per-view of the year because I was like, I don't know why. I just had this.
Fuck the establishment.
Yeah, basically, I felt that way. And so I feel that way about Majora's Mask. Everybody's like, oh, it's better than Ocarina. I'm like, no, fuck you. Ocarina of Time is the best Zelda game ever made, so whatever. So yeah, I never played it, but I need to now that I'm an adult and I mature a little. So.
Well, the 3DS version's out too, and it has some of those like quality of life improvements. Yeah. It's not quite as daunting to figure out where everyone's going to be at what time and all that. I'm more intrigued to play it now. But I don't even have that excuse because like my 13-year-old brother beat it on like an N64 emulator on the Wii, or what do they call it, virtual console. And he did it, so I'm like, I gotta just do it. If he can do the harder version of the game, I can do the easy 3DS version of it. But I want to play that.
Excellent.
All right, let's jump into our fetch quest.
Okay, do I have to read this little section here?
No, I can.
No, I want to read it, man.
You want to read it? Absolutely.
Yeah, let me get to it.
Should be towards the top.
Holden. Let's open up our quest log and see what the internet has provided us. Our first quest is from
Julia Lee at Polygon. Says HQ Trivia shuts down for 3 years. I forgot that was the thing. Probably why it's gone.
Yeah, actually, a friend of mine used to be obsessed with it. I haven't seen him in probably like a month and a half.
He's shut down too.
He's just so depressed about this. Yeah, that's interesting.
I did a few rounds of it. I liked it for like a few weeks. It was really cheesy. I think that's what kind of deterred me from it. But
did they say that they would split $250 between the winner?
The winners, yeah.
Yeah, so like whoever won, you had to split 200. Like if there was like 1,000 winners, it was only $250.
Yep.
Yeah, no wonder why it's shut down. It's so stressful to win maybe 6 cents.
They also did this thing too where and this makes sense from their end, but kind of ruined the game. Is you could only cash out once you achieved a certain amount of money because they would have to then pay for the transaction. So if you got 6 cents, it's
going to buy 6 cents. It cost them $1 for the transaction.
Exactly. So it didn't work out. It's a cool idea. I have this feeling that it'll come back again in some capacity at some point, but because it's a cool idea.
Although they said the bots got into it.
Yeah, bots got into it. Yeah.
You never have anything nice. Hackers got to ruin everything.
That will never stop. There's nothing they can do.
F Society.
F Society.
It's a shout out to Chad. Dropping a little Mr. Robot reference.
His favorite TV show. NPD, this is from Brendan Sinclair, GamesIndustry.biz. NPD January sales are down 26% year over year. That's down for consoles and for software. Which
makes sense.
It makes complete sense. I'm not surprised. No. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Consoles, they announced the PS5
nobody's gonna be
April.
Nobody's gonna be buying a PS4 now if a PS5 is coming out this year.
Exactly.
Unless it's
really cheap. Yeah. Well, I bought an Xbox One because it's so cheap. But but in January, no one's gonna buy anything.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, January last year had Kingdom Hearts 3 and Resident Evil 2.
Right.
And we had Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yeah.
Like, of course, it's
I
not
actually know
fair.
someone who's playing that. He says it's great.
Yeah, I kind of want to play that. I have this little like urge to play it.
Do you?
Yeah, I
you're
do.
a Dragon
Not at all.
Ball fan.
But I figured like if I want, apparently it's just the story of the anime, or at least Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, I'd like to see that story. I don't know if I want to like watch the show though. But I'm like, I would play the game.
Is it derogatory statement? The weebs? Do they call those people weebs? Are you a weeb? Is that derogatory?
I don't know. I
think it's like a anime fan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know a waifu is a thing.
I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm not a weeb, I guess. I've never really watched any anime.
So I never got into anime, but I remember thinking that, and maybe I just saw the best episodes as a kid, but watching the Frieza and Goku fighting each other episodes is like when they were just randomly on like Cartoon Network or whatever. Badass. It was all, that's kind of like, maybe I should watch that. And I never did.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of never did, never going to, but would like to, Valve announces Half-Life Alyx release date. This is from Matthew Cato at Game Informer. It's going to be March 23rd. It's official. It's happening.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So you only have PSVR?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Can't play it.
Yeah. Maybe in PS5. I'm thinking in PS5 it'll happen, but yeah. I'm convinced, even though it hasn't even been released yet, that will be the first VR game to get a Game of the Year nomination.
Interesting.
If it's as good as like comparatively like what Half-Life 2 was for VR.
I didn't play Half-Life 2 either, so.
Neither did I. I played the like first few missions of it, but like years after it came out, so it didn't really hit me.
Hit you, yeah.
It's like when people say like, "Oh, watch Citizen Kane. It's one of the best movies ever," and you watch it, and you're like, "Yeah, back then, like." From Liam Doolin at Nintendo Life, this one's very important to me, very special. The ESRB rating on Animal Crossing New Horizons webpage no longer mentions in-game purchases. Thank God. It is torture right now, opening up my Switch and seeing Animal Crossing New Horizons pre-downloaded, and it's still a month before it comes out.
Why'd you do that to yourself?
Because I just wanted to get it, so I knew I'd have it.
I'm actually probably going to pick it up.
Are you? Have you played Animal Crossing before? No? It's a joyous game. It's just happy. It's so happy. It's great. Resident Evil 2 remake sales outpassing those of Resident Evil 7 from Brianna Reeves at PlayStation Lifestyle. That is not surprising. Not surprising, yeah. And I think Chad even called this out a few weeks ago when we were talking about the Resident Evil 8 rumors and kind of which direction it's going to go in. Chad nailed it. Like, they saw how good Resident Evil 2 was going and said, fuck first person, fuck VR. Like, we're just going to go into the style of Resident Evil 2 people love.
Bring it back to its roots.
Yeah. It sold, like, they both have sold around 5 million copies, but like, Resident Evil 2 did it, like, before the end of the calendar year, and it took, like, 15 months for Resident Evil 7 to get there. So, like, it's really doing well.
But I enjoyed Resident Evil 7. I can't, it was great. That was a very unique experience, in my opinion, for a Resident Evil game, anyway. So.
Yeah. I've only played 7, 2, and a little bit of Resident Evil 1, but I don't have much experience.
I played 1 that was like the first PlayStation game I ever played. And
that's
like,
awesome.
And we didn't have a memory card. It was my friend and I, and we rented it. And it had to go back in 3 days. And we got all the way, we got out of the mansion without dying. And then we died randomly on some stupid thing. I think it was one of those hunters, actually. And we were like, oh, it's like broke out hot. So it was before we even knew you could have a memory card. So we spent we spent the whole weekend playing it and trading off each time we died, and I don't think we ever got any further than that. But I convinced my parents to buy it for me, like a month later or whatever, and a memory card.
I had something similar with I got a GameCube for Christmas and Metroid Prime, and my parents had no idea memory cards were even a thing. So I could play Metroid Prime and couldn't save any of my progress ever. It's like a memory card. Different times.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Resident Evil, our new Resident Evil Resistance Masterminds revealed. This is from Brian Fujimoto at PlayStation Blog. So I guess like in the Resident Evil Resistance kind of like multiplayer experience, it's going to be part of Resident Evil 3. You have, what was that game of, is it Evolve?
Yep.
Where you had like the 4 hunters against the monster. It's kind of the same dynamic. You have like 4 people, 4 survivors going through like a mansion or some sort of level. Right. And you have the mastermind character to kind of put traps, put enemy placements, that kind of stuff. And they introduced Alex Wesker and Oswell Spencer are kind of the new masterminds. Alex Wesker is going to specialize in traps and kind of manipulating people as opposed to using brute force. And then Oswell Spencer is going to have something called the disintegration field that like damages you when you walk through it. I don't really know who those characters are in Resident Evil lore, but I'm excited to play that.
Well, I know the Wesker is that
he's in 2, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think they were saying it's somebody different. It's his like it's a girl character.
Yeah, it's a female character. Yeah.
Female, sorry. But I don't know if they said it. They were related at all.
I have no idea. I don't know like much about the lore.
Wesker? He was a bastard. That's all I remember.
I know the name's familiar from Resident Evil 2, but I don't know the lore of Resident Evil.
He double crosses you. He's a fucking asshole.
Oh, well, that's not surprising in that game. The first time you meet someone, you're like, yeah, you're a bastard. I can tell. Project xCloud Limited iOS test flight preview begins today. This is from Major Nelson, who is the authority on Xbox. So if he says it, it's fact. I actually haven't signed up yet, which I feel like an idiot for not doing.
Yeah, I signed up, but I haven't even tried it.
You haven't tried it? No. Did you get hear back though?
Did I get what?
You're confirmed in?
Yeah, I got the app. We can play it right now if you want. You got an Xbox controller?
I do downstairs. Yeah. I'm going to do it at some point. I know Chad signed up. I don't know his experience.
Yeah, me, Chad, and Matt got in.
All right, I should do that.
I think they said they were only letting 1,000 people in now.
Oh, really? Okay, so I probably missed the boot.
I think they were gonna cycle through.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't even tried it yet though.
And the last one here.
I have this game on my Xbox. I don't need to play it on my phone.
Well, that's the thing is like I have a good setup downstairs. I don't feel the need to.
I'm not a phone gamer anyways.
No. And if I do play my phone, I want to play something like for the phone, not
right.
Yeah.
I just did it to feel cool, like Chad and Matt. They were like, "Oh, look at us, we're in." I'm like, "Yeah, me too."
Star Citizen had a record-breaking year of crowdfunding. This is from Charlie Hall at Polygon. So this game's insane. They raised $47.7 million last year just from crowdfunding. And then if you total private investments from the past 2 years, that's $46 million in addition. So it's $131.5 million just in the past 2 years have gone to that game, which is a bigger budget than most games.
Yep.
Since 2012, they brought in $267 million. That's crazy. Did you ever see the video that they released last week?
No, I heard you guys talking about it. I wanted to watch it. I forgot all about it.
I'll show it to you afterwards. It's fucking insane. Like, it looks crazy good. I'm like, do I want to buy a PC just to like, experience this game?
I probably will.
Yeah.
But like Chad was saying last week, is that, what are they going to, or was it, it might have been you. Mm-hmm. Just, what are you going to do with that? After, like, is it going to be something that,
the engine and all
that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, is any of that ever going to be implemented into anything else again?
I don't know. I mean, it's like, to me, that'd be like, there's this really great physics engine in Breath of the Wild. Nintendo's not going to share that with anyone. But good thing that engine exists because that game, Breath of the Wild, is really good because of that.
True.
That physics engine.
But you're getting a Breath of the Wild too.
Oh, yeah.
Nintendo might use it in something else. What is Star Citizen going to do with it?
Well, I think it's an MMO, so it's going to be an ongoing game, like World of Warcraft or something like that. So I'm really excited what they do with it. We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Could sell it.
They could sell. Probably make a bunch of money off of it.
Epic Games does all that stuff.
Yeah. Moving on to the Microsoft Quest log, which we only have one story for, not too much for Microsoft. Phil Spencer hopes VR becomes a, quote, no-brainer for Xbox. Eric Van Allen at US Gamer. So this is Spencer elaborating on comments he made.
Backtracking a little.
Yeah, backtracking a little bit. Comments he made last year about VR, basically saying that...
Did he say nobody wanted VR? Is that what he said? Was that the quote?
He said like...
He was asking for it or something?
Yeah, he said like no one's really asking for it. He also said that...
and then...
no one's really selling millions and millions of VR headsets, which is not true because PlayStation VR is. He also said that PC is kind of the outlet for VR, and like he said Xbox is like a flat screen experience.
If this is what he meant, when he said what he said, then it makes sense. But I think he's definitely backtracking.
Yeah. So
wait a second, guys. Hold on. Let me rethink what I was saying.
Yeah. People didn't like that. So his new quote is, "My main point was I wanted to be clear with our customers where our focus was, so that if someone was waiting for us to bring out a VR headset for Series X at the launch or something, we're not going to do that." He adds that he hopes VR grows so that Xbox integration is a no-brainer. I think he's kind of backtracking a little bit. Kind of saying, like, we just didn't want it for launch, but, like, now we're thinking about it. Like, now we're considering it. This is, like, one thing that kind of bugged me is that they've been at the forefront of, like, so many, like, really good consumer-facing decisions.
Definitely.
And this felt like, well, it's going to cost us, so, we're not going to. And I'm like, yeah, but when you invest, it's like a chicken and the egg thing. You just got to start and just do it and hope that, software starts coming in, people start buying.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they'll just cede the territory to PlayStation.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Not smart.
No. Now moving to Sony's Quest log, speaking of smart here. So Sony is struggling with PlayStation 5 price due to costly parts. That's from Takashi Mochizuki. I butchered that. Nailed it. I nailed it. And I won't hear from Takashi to hear if I nailed it or not. That was mean. If I mentioned your name, Takashi, let me know. So, as a result of scarce components and expensive parts, PS5's manufacturing costs are reaching upwards of $450. It's speculated that because of this, they'll probably sell for $470 if this is true. The demand for DRAM and NAND flash memory has risen due to smartphone manufacturing needs. So these prices on those components have risen as well as just competition to get them. Due to the scarcity of DRAM specifically, Sony has canceled plans for a new mirrorless camera that was set to release this year. On top of that, just a few additional things that I thought were interesting. One, the cooling system apparently is a few dollars compared to like the just less than a dollar. Most companies will just skim out on that.
Maybe we won't hear it
anymore. Yeah, that'd be nice because my PS4 is really loud.
That's one complaint that everybody has. So maybe they're listening.
Here's my thought too. I'm convinced that V is going to be in the design because they said like the developers saying this is a cooling system. Yep. And they're spending serious money on that cooling system, maybe because it's all part of the design.
Give me the V.
I want the V too. I think it looks nice. I don't want it to look like just like the dev kit because it's big and clunky, but like a sleek version.
Look,
absolutely. It look really cool. And apparently, which is now coronavirus, which is now COVID, or I call it COVID-19, hasn't impacted production. So apparently that's not the concern. The concern is just getting components, and then apparently some executives are concerned about how Microsoft will price their console and how they're going to respond to that.
Hopefully they're willing to take a hit on this machine.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the pricing and all that?
I mean, $470. Originally I was thinking $499 is like the top.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I can't go any higher than that. So hopefully they're not looking to go any higher than that. But $470 is better than $499. But hopefully they're looking to they're willing to take a hit because they know that the software is going to make the money and all that stuff and the subscriptions and so I'm going to hold out hope for that 400 price. I don't see them going $470 though.
it's just a weird price.
It's either going to be $399 or $499 in my opinion, and $399 is they're gonna be losing a lot of money there. But we'll see. Hopefully is it in production?
No, not yet.
Probably. So hopefully the market changes a little and they can get some of this stuff a little cheaper soon before they stop producing it. And I'm guessing that's all what those costs are equaling now. If they're not producing now, then who knows? Maybe it'll be a little cheaper.
I think they're gonna have to take a hit at a certain point, but I think they were saying that on PS4 they didn't take a hit on price at all. They made money on every single console, so they want to replicate that. Impressive. And I'm it's very impressive, especially when it was more powerful than the other console. They just they put a lightning in a bottle.
That's true.
Totally worked. And with this, I feel like they could get away with taking a hit, especially if they push backwards compatibility. I'm probably going to get both at this point just because of the podcast and just having access to all those games. Yeah. But I'm less compelled with the Series X because of the whole exclusive games thing. But the backlog carrying over from PS4, that's a big deal.
Absolutely.
And especially when they're going to look better, most likely, kind of like a PS4 kind of boost, I'm assuming. They're going to get more people who already have a PlayStation to upgrade. So I feel like they can take the hit and know they're going to get people buying games on the PS5 still. I feel like that they need to do that.
$499 is going to be a tough push for people. It
is. And especially when we talked about this last week as well, but they have the expandable memory slot they talked about on the Xbox Series X to have basically solid, super, super fast solid state storage. You can just plug in and access. Those chips are so expensive.
Right.
They were I can't remember the price off the top of my head, but it was a few $100s. It was $600 for 512 gigabytes, which is way too much money for expandable storage. And if that's me speculating, but if that is what happens and it carries over the PS5 as well, there's gonna be so much sticker shock with these consoles. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of concerned how what's gonna happen. I have no idea. And I can't see them honestly saying, well, Microsoft is $400 or $300, not for $300. What we're talking about, they're $500, so we're going to be $400. I think you're really just going to take $100 hit,
right?
Just because Microsoft, I just don't think they work that way.
But do you think Microsoft's going to be that much?
Well, I think this is another thing Sony has to compete with is if they have two consoles, they can go $600 and then $400 or $300. They could do that. And where does Sony fall into that? I don't know. We're kind of in uncharted waters where it's it's all new. We don't really know what this is going to look like.
I don't know. The games are going to push it. So, if they don't announce God of War 2 or whatever, 2020 or Spider-Man 2 or Horizon 2 at launch, I don't see people buying into that $4.99 price mark. Like if it comes with like one or two of those, like I'm gonna jump through a hoop to get it. So But if it's not, at launch, then I'll wait.
Yeah. I know, like I had predicted that like Ratchet and Clank will be there, but I think you're right.
I'm not buying that for that.
Yeah, I think you're in the sense like it has to be Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or Spider-Man 2, God of War 2 to really stick.
Even those what we saw at the Game Awards, none of that stuff really. Like what was it? Godfall. Yeah, Godfall. Like I don't know what that is. So I'm not gonna go spend. It's not like Breath of the Wild, where I was like, I'm buying this console to just play this game. It's gonna be my Zelda machine until. I think the next game I bought was Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, and even at the Switch's launch, it was March 3rd. Breath of the Wild came out, and it wasn't until like October, like 20-something, or not October, April 20-something. I don't know why I said October. That we ended up seeing Mario Kart come out. It was a huge gap.
And I didn't even buy Mario Kart. I seriously had Zelda until Octopath.
You so need to buy Mario Kart. Yeah, it's so good. Although maybe Mario Kart 9 is coming out this year. That's been rumored, so hold out. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm really curious. I'm more curious the longer we don't hear about next gen stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially when they talked about it so early last year, and it felt like 2020 is going to start. They're going to just bang down the door and just give us those details.
We just saw what it looks like. Xbox's machine. Yeah, and that's it. This is what it looks like, guys.
And PlayStation 5's got a beautiful logo.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. I think $500 really have to settle as the max too. I don't see them going any higher or lower than that at this point.
Tough pill for my wife to swallow.
Speaking of tough pill to swallow, moving on to third-party quest log, we have a statement from Geoff Keighley he made on Twitter, basically saying he's not going to be at E3 this year.
Well, luckily, Chad and Holden will be there.
Yeah, we'll take his place. We'll host E3 Coliseum.
Yeah.
So
that'd be insane. I can only put your Chad up there.
The statement is, for the past 25 years, I've attended every electronic entertainment expo. Covering, hosting, and sharing E3 has always been a highlight of my year, not to mention a defining part of my career. I've debated what to say about E3 2020. While I want to support the developers who will showcase their work, I also need to be open and honest with you, the fans, about precisely what to expect from me. I've made the difficult decision to decline to produce E3 Coliseum for the first time in 25 years. I will not be participating in E3. I look forward to supporting the industry in other ways and other events in the future. Sad face, yeah. I'm kind of mixed in terms of like how much is this really going to impact E3.
Yeah, right.
It kind of feels more like the coolest guy at high school decided not to show up to like the party. You know what I mean? And how like that can like make that party suck. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm just worried about what it says for E3 going forward in the future of E3.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been issues with it before, and it's always kind of bounced back. So we'll see. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely declining, in my opinion.
Yeah. Sony not being there. Geoff Keighley not being there.
Basically, Xbox not really being there. Like,
well, how are they not going to be there?
Well, they're not technically at the show, right?
Oh, yeah,
they're doing their own thing, but it's saying,
I always forget that they're
why.
not.
That's what I'm saying. So why do that? Like,
I know you're still a part of E3 at that point. You're like not what you
just be part of it so that E3 doesn't suck.
Yeah,
and not that it's going to suck, but it's
using the high school party analogies, like they went to the party, but they just took it on the lawn,
right? Come inside at least and say hello to the rest of them.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. It feels like one of those things where it's like one more person has left. I think in Geoff Keighley's case, though, he said something about like expanding the Game Awards and that kind of stuff. And I think maybe just like that's where I want to invest my time.
He's going to do his own thing.
Yeah.
Why not grow his own brand?
So I don't blame him at all for
yeah, no,
that.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just sad state of E3 in my opinion.
Yeah, E3 has always been one of the coolest parts of like the gaming year.
Yeah, like there'd be days where like, I'd be at work, but I'd be like streaming it, and my dad's like, "What are you doing?" Because I work with my pops, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Dad, it's It's E3. Like, they just announced a new Xbox. Like, it's like put that baseboard on or some shit. I'm like, hold on. So yeah, I've been hyped for E3. I mean, I actually got to go to one, and it was everything I ever dreamed of. It was amazing. So it's nice that it's still going, but I hope, I would love to take my son to it one day. It's like it's a huge festival. It's just amazing, and I hope it doesn't go away.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I feel like this E3 they're starting to take things a little bit more seriously in terms of like changing things up to try something else. They've been really vague as to what that means. But they said there's going to be a larger presence on the show floor for fans. Is kind of what they said. And I think they're trying to turn into a fan show, and maybe just Geoff Keighley didn't want to be part of that. I don't know, but I'm excited to see that evolve.
Yeah, it seems like the media side of it is getting a little frustrated with the whole.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what E3 is going to do to survive, is just, be like a PAX East kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because that's always, a joy to be at. So, we'll see.
For me, this is, so Chad and I don't know if we talked about this podcast, we officially are going to E3. We bought our E3 tickets at the very least. We hope to find like a hotel and that kind of stuff. We're going to figure it out.
Should just rent a camper and park it on the side of the street.
We'll be there first before anyone else. Yeah. Every 5 minutes I go out and just check and make sure it's not getting
right.
I'm very, very excited to go still.
This E3, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, this E3 especially, we're going to see next gen console. Well, not console. just one of them.
Yeah.
We're going to get to have hands-on time, hopefully. I'm hoping that at that point, some PS5 games will be shown off from third party. So maybe they'll have some demos of like an Activision or Ubisoft game to shove the hardware on the PlayStation side. I'm crossing my fingers for that. Like that's like if I can do that, then I'm happy.
Right. It'd be worth it.
Yeah, it'd be worth it for me. But I really have no idea what to expect with E3. And I think they have to start saying something. I'm curious how these ticket sales are going to be compared to previous years.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll find out. They did confirm other companies that are going to be at E3. I thought this was the most confusing headline ever. Like, I'm going to read the headline to you, and you tell me what you think this means. Nintendo will attend E3 2020, but it will be a different kind of show this year. It sounds like Nintendo's going to have a different show.
Right. Is that what they're saying?
No.
Oh, no? Okay.
That's why it's so confusing. They're saying Nintendo will be there. Oh, and by the way, E3 is going to be a different show. Yeah. I'm like, this is a really confusing way of wording that. But
absolutely,
this is why we read articles, not headlines, which I still do. It's such a bad habit to get out of.
Everybody does, man. It's terrible.
So other companies they'll be at E3 include Xbox, Nintendo, Ubisoft, Bethesda, Sega, Capcom, Square Enix, Take-Two, Bandai Namco, and Warner Bros.
Ooh,
so still, I think that Batman game's gonna be shown off finally.
Or Harry Potter.
Oh, that's right.
I thought I saw something recently about something leaked.
It was a while ago.
No, recently. I thought,
recently?
Like, within this week, I saw something. It was like a screenshot. I think I wanted to come back to it, but I forgot about it. I don't know what it was. It didn't look too good, but whatever.
Oh, really?
It could have been just some shit. Bullshit.
It was like a video of like Sorcerer's Stone on PS1.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. Right, I can't wait for the Harry Potter game. I don't know why there hasn't been like an open world or open Hogwarts like Harry Potter game. Like,
just give that to me.
Yeah, I want that so bad.
Absolutely.
But there was that trailer, like a leaked trailer.
Yeah.
Was it 2018's Game Awards? It was when it was rumored to be shown off. Never happened.
Yeah.
And it looked incredible.
Yeah. And even it was was it a Reddit article? A Reddit thread about, the game tester. I
hadn't heard about this one.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No.
I think that's what all the rumors stirred up about. It was somebody, leaked on Reddit that he was shown the game or whatever. They like, and he was going into all the detail about what you could do in it and stuff like that. It sounded amazing.
Oh, I want that really bad. That's got to happen. It's got to.
Everything he said was like, it sounded like fan fiction. It's like, yep, this is what as a fan you would want it. This is what we get. I mean, not that games don't give fans what they want, but like it was like, I don't know if this is true or not. But
it's like too good to be true.
Right? Exactly. Yeah.
Well, let's cross our fingers.
Yeah, I know.
Before we get to the next story, actually, I forgot to put in the notes, but we'll go ahead and talk about it anyway. Siege announced the new season update. Yeah. Do you want to take a lead on that one? Because I think you might know more than I do.
Yeah, it just, they announced 2 new operators and a revamp to the Oregon map. Mm-hmm. The 2 ops, I think the attacker is a female who has like a false AI ability where she can project herself. Mm-hmm. So she could. It's kind of like a drone usage, but in a physical form. And it's an opportunity to gain some intelligence on positioning and whatnot. And I guess once you get shot by the defenders, she kind of just disappears, and you're actually controlling her.
Can you shoot with her?
No.
Okay.
No.
So just to look around.
Yeah, just to look around. So it's basically like they explained it like she would be like a drone. So like you're even seeing what she's seeing. You're not seeing what your character's seeing. So you could use her as like a decoy. Break through a barricade in a window, send her in. Somebody comes around, peeks, shoots you as the decoy, and then you peek the window that they're in, and so it's good. I think
that can be used very strategically.
Right. Originally, I was more excited for the defender, but after seeing her, because there was like a playtest video of it, and it looked amazing. Like some of the opportunities that she'll present, it looked awesome.
What makes me think of like when you'll go in, because like you always do strategies that I didn't think of, and I'm like, that's really smart. But instead, I just run in.
But you run in because you're talking about some shit with Alex's chat. You're like, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Tell me about the 10 best games of all time. You guys are crazy. Yeah, I'm just sitting there texting chat. These guys keep talking. I'm trying to concentrate.
We're not competing at all because Holden's just running into rooms and getting killed. So you'll like blast a hole in a wall and then not go in that and like go around another door instead. And like you can use that kind of decoy in situations like that to confuse them even further. Some really cool things you can do with that.
Yeah, the game's there's just so many different options in that game that, like, strategically, it's just one of the best shooters I've ever played. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the defender is like a brute kind of guy who just runs through soft walls. So like anything that you could reinforce, he could just run through them and tackle the attacker on the other side if there happens to be someone there. But a good point somebody made was, I guess the delay of running through the wall and being able to aim down your scope is long.
Oh, really?
So like if you break through a wall and you alert the other the opposing team, they're going to be able to take you out before you have an opportunity to get into a gunfight.
That's a weird rule too. Like, think realistically, if that happened in the real world, you would be like, pass the wall. Well, let me take a second.
Yeah, right. I'd be breaking through with the gun right there, ready to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
They said that obviously things get buffed in that game like weekly. So hopefully if it's an issue, they'll buff it, because that. Originally, I texted the group or whatever, and I was wicked excited about what he's able to do. He could actually jump through hatches.
Yeah, I saw that. So that's a huge advantage.
He could jump up a floor, which is definitely, especially if you're going to roam while defending, that's clutch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited. Does it say? I don't know when they came out, or if they have come out yet.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I don't think so. Actually, I want
to be announced.
To be announced. Let's see.
And yeah, I guess they revamped the Oregon map in a way where you can't defend the bomb in a certain area anymore. That was kind of always picked, and there's now three different accesses to the tower section of it, I guess. So, they originally were saying that it got a little stale, that map, because that was one of the original maps that they released with.
They haven't said when it's going to start, but the current season ends in a few days, actually. So February 14th is the finals. Okay. So probably shortly after that.
As far as I remember, when they announced operators, they come out like pretty much immediately after. So it's not much.
Yeah, I mean that's like this week. So
I'm excited.
Yeah, we're going pretty soon.
Although game night this week is Division.
Division, yeah.
I'm excited for that too.
I haven't played Division 2 and it's $3. Like, why wouldn't I play?
Well, I got screwed because. It was $3 on Xbox, so everybody's like, "Oh, let's get it on Xbox," and I already had it on PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, the next day, it's like, "Oh, it's available on PlayStation for $3.99." I'm like, "Shit," because I bought it on Xbox that night because everybody else was. Now,
we're doing Xbox.
We're gonna do Xbox,
so it works out. Yeah.
No trophies for us. We don't.
No trophies. Well, Ryan was really excited, and I'm like, I don't want to like.
Yeah, well, I'm not a trophy whore anyways.
I'm not either. I don't understand the trophy alert thing at all. Except, of course. I want to get a platinum in Sekiro.
well.
Besides that, it's like the one trophy.
But you don't want to get a platinum in Sekiro because you love platinums. You want to get a platinum in Sekiro because you love that game.
Yeah.
It's not like
I'm not gonna play I Am Mayo
right.
to get a platinum.
You're not gonna spend 99 cents on a game that's an easy plat.
Gosh, no. It's like, okay, there's one story that Chad was telling me about, like, getting a platinum in Final Fantasy VII by doing like 10,000 steps, and he literally just like taped his controller away to have to like run in a circle. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's just not how I want to play games. No. But if he brings you joy, wonderful.
Right,
but for me, I can't do it.
I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't either. Speaking of joy, Disney wants developers to, quote, reimagine its IP for video games. It comes from James Batchelor at gamesindustry.biz. So I guess due to the success of both Marvel Spider-Man and Jedi Fallen Order, Disney wants to, quote, tap into the power of creatives across the industry. This seems a little antithetical to what they were saying after Battlefront 2, which is, we're not good at publishing, so like we'll continue working with EA. And now they're like, we'll go to anyone.
right.
But he mentioned at first I'm thinking, they'll do Marvel games and branch those out everywhere. But he mentioned Jedi Fallen Order, so I'm like, do they want to do Star Wars, the other developers too? I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Oh yeah, I don't want EA to take complete control over Star Wars.
No.
I mean, Jedi Fallen Order is fine. But it definitely hasn't worked out in the grand scheme.
It's true, yeah.
Well, I guess, what developer would you really want to make like a Star Wars or a Marvel game?
That's a good question.
Or even just Star Wars in general? I would like to see. I guess this is still EA, but I'd like to see BioWare make like a Star Wars game.
Yeah.
I mean, if they made
KOTOR. You know what? I don't have as much faith in BioWare as I mean, obviously the company's been like totally overhauled. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Directors and whatnot, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what's next for them.
BioWare?
Yeah.
They Dragon Age 4.
Right.
They've said that they're working on Mass Effect, but I don't know what that means. Watch it be like a trading card game. It pisses everyone off.
Yeah. That'd be crazy. Yeah, I mean, give me the remake, or just remake that series.
Absolutely,
yeah. I mean, they've already done Star Wars, right? They did Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, they did Knights of the Old Republic.
So yeah, I mean, I don't. Sure. Yeah, give them a chance. I guess I don't know. I mean, I would love to see like Naughty Dog do something, but
that'd be sick.
I don't know if Sony would allow that to happen unless could they do Sony exclusive Star Wars game like that? That'd be pushing.
I don't know if they'd have to pay a pretty penny for that.
Yeah,
Because I can't even imagine how just refined a Naughty Dog like Star Wars game would be. That'd be sick.
Or even Rockstar.
Yeah. Rockstar would be good at like the story elements to it and just having a really rich story.
Right.
But I'd also like to see what they could do with an open world. Like imagine a open world Coruscant.
That'd be sick.
That'd be totally sick. I'd be into that.
Oh yeah.
And I think they could do that. Actually, I think Rockstar's a good call out actually, because there's something about Star Wars that's really cheesy and cheeky, and every time I play like a Grand Theft Auto, I'm like, this is
they nail it.
Yeah, this is kind of cheesy and
cheeky.
Yeah. But it's also dark and fucked up at the same time.
Right.
Like they do that. They would actually make a really good Star Wars game, and it would sell a ridiculous amount.
Right?
They would take forever to make it. Though.
That's true.
Forever.
That's true.
What was that? What was it? Oh God, what was it? Something about. Oh, total side tangent. Did you hear about Tom Holland's response to the Uncharted script?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
I think he's full of shit.
I think so too. He's the best script you've ever read. Complete bullshit.
What other scripts has he read?
It's true. Marvel scripts.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was what's the Pixar movies coming out with?
Onward?
Onward, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing too, is I bet that Pixar script's probably really good.
Right.
There's no way that this like Naughty Dog didn't even think about that.
I don't know, we'll see. I have high hopes for that movie. I'm not a cynic, man. Like things don't suck in my opinion. Like, yeah, they might not be the best thing, but like, I've seen some bad stuff and I'm like, I'm not gonna like, go on Twitter and rant and talk shit about it. Like, it's just not worth it to me, man.
I've never done that before.
Yeah. But in entertainment wise, anyways, there's other like real things that you need to bitch about. But, entertainment wise, if I'm entertained for what a movie costs, whatever, $18. If you could entertain me for an hour and a half, well, I'm not gonna be You know, even if it's like we talked about Star Wars, even if it's got the little bit of nostalgia, give it to me. I don't care. I'm gonna be happy.
I'm not super like at this point. I feel like video game movies can be taken seriously, so I don't think it's gonna be a bad movie in the same way that like Street Fighter was a really bad movie,
or like Mario Brothers movie. And...
Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think it's ridiculous to call it
the best
scripts ever read. To each their own. I guess we'll find out.
Hopefully. Who knows?
Here's what's weird to me, though, is he said something along the lines of, it's an origin story, which is something we haven't seen in the games before. But I'm like, but didn't we, like, see Nathan as a kid in the last game?
I don't know. Did we? I didn't play it.
It was really good.
It was 4?
4, yeah. I don't I say I'm saying like it was a really good game. I don't know if that was like specifically like in there or not, but I feel like it was. So I don't know what the origin story could be. Also, when I hear of origin story Nathan Drake, I think of like Young Adventures of Indiana Jones.
Yep.
Which I'm like, yeah, that was terrible. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I like him though, so
yeah, I like Tom Holland as well. He's
who else is casting that? Yep.
Mark Wahlberg.
All right. I mean, he's not the best actor, but like,
but he can. He
I like
can be
his
good
stuff.
in roles.
Right.
But yeah, he can. I wouldn't say he's accused in Transformers.
Right. Well, what? Departed.
He's in The Departed. Yeah,
Which he did the over exaggerated accent, and he was great.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's right. Every Boston accent in that movie was so exaggerated.
It's a great movie though.
Yeah. So that wraps up the third-party quest log. Moving on. Speaking of, let's wait and see how it is. Main quest this week is what we want from Anthem's Overhaul, or do we even want it? Yeah. So
personally, I can't say I don't want it, but like I can't lie, I don't play the game. I mean, I would love to see BioWare do something good.
Yeah.
For a change. Recently, anyways.
Yeah.
And I played the alpha, I think, and I enjoyed the flying mechanic, the traversal and stuff. I thought it was very unique, and I was like, oh, this got some potential. But I never played the actual, finished product, so I don't, from what I've heard, it's just, it's splintered, and it's, it's just not. It doesn't make sense. Like, I guess you guys, when they played it on game night, they were saying, like, after every mission, you kind of had to go back to the home base, but, like, you would split up from your party, and then you had to, like, kind of re-squad up, and, like, I don't know, it just sounds like a pain in the ass. And in a game like that, you want it to be, like, Destiny, where it's just smooth sailing.
Yep, it just flows well, yeah. I only played the demo of Anthem. I already knew I hated it, so I wasn't even enjoying that game night. So there's just no way I'm going to go to that.
Right.
And to me, it just wasn't fun because, excuse me, it was bullet sponge. It was like the worst bullet sponge enemies I've ever seen, where it just was unbearable. Like, to just continue to point one direction and fire at one dude drove me nuts. So I'm like, nope, don't want to get involved in that.
And if the shooting mechanic isn't like how Destiny is, it's not fun at all. Like, and I have a feeling that you may feel that way about The Division.
Oh no!
I mean, it's cover based, so you could have a little fun with the tactical aspect, like you flank them and stuff like that. And I think obviously different. I think there's different abilities that will affect enemies in different ways, but like it is very bullet spongy, which is one thing that put me off from the original, where it's like you're fighting humans and you're putting 18 clips of this automatic rifle into them. It's like it's not like Destiny where you're like, I'm fighting these extraterrestrial beings, and it makes sense. Maybe they do take all this laser damage and
like
shit.
One of them's a robot. Like you gotta you take some shots.
We'll see. I mean, I would love for them to do, their fans a solid and make that game what it, kind of was promised to be, I guess. And, knowing BioWare, it's from what they've made in the past, it should be able to stoke that, at least, build those relationships, I guess, in games that, like, they've always been famous for, which is, one of the reasons why I loved Mass Effect was,
absolutely the characters.
Yeah, the character building and all that stuff. So we'll see. I mean, I don't have much experience with it, so I can't really say if what it needs to be fixed.
And that's kind of why I put or do we want it? Because I don't know what I would want an Overhaul, because I just didn't like it so much. When I think about BioWare, I think Mass Effect. I think of, I don't play Dragon Age, but I think of Dragon Age. Like, I want them to go back to making a single player game. Like, not every game has to be game as service.
I think maybe they're learning, not so much even BioWare in general, but the industry is like learning, like, hey, there's still that single player want, like, it was like a fad, hopefully, the companies that make good single player, engrossing stories like that go back to doing that.
Yeah. Because it feels weird. It'd be like taking Naughty Dog and saying, cool, you're going to make an MMO. Right. And it's like, that's not what Naughty Dog does. Like, you can't force them to do that.
Something, and, like, it's enough of that. There's so many, like, and that's another thing. You spread that fandom so thin with all these games. There's so many of those kind of games out there now.
That's why there's basically 2, arguably 3 really big Battle Royale games, because there's not much more room than Apex Legends, Fortnite, and PUBG is definitely not what it used to be. I'm sure a lot of people still play it, but, like, I guess Call of Duty has one as well, but that's like its own thing.
Yeah, there'll always be Call of Duty fans. They're going to go to that over anything.
Exactly. But it's like Battle Royale. Like, that's it. Those are Battle Royale games. Unless there's something really, really crazy to do that's very different, like, that is it.
Yeah, don't try it. Don't try it.
Yeah, and I feel like there's so many, like, Destiny kind of style, like, games. Destiny and Division, I think, are probably the 2 really big ones right now. Warframe is also pretty big, but, like, there doesn't need to be another one, especially when it's coming from a developer that no one would have expected it from.
Right.
But at the same time, because it's the same thing about Guerrilla Games and Horizon Zero Dawn.
True. Yeah.
So it's hard to say you gotta make the gambles, but I feel like they want the No Man's Sky redemption story.
Right.
And I feel like the redemption story is scrapping it and giving us Mass Effect.
Yeah, right? That's true.
That's what I want.
Oh, sorry, here's your rehaul of Anthem. It's Mass Effect.
It's Mass Effect. That'd be great. I just want Mass Effect Redemption is like the subtitle. I'm like, yes. Yeah. That's what I want more than anything. Start with the remaster. Just do that.
Yeah.
If I could play that on Switch, that'd be great. I would want that.
Oh, man. You're going to play 3. It's so good.
I got to work my way back up, though.
Play 1. Don't just skip it. No, seriously. I mean, it's awesome that you've played it already. So
you played it already, yeah.
Play 2, though, because 2
is amazing.
2 is,
yeah. 2 is in my top 10 games ever. 2's
it
there.
Still stands up, too. Like, I think I jumped on it. Probably, I think, after I was on the podcast the first time when we talked about it, I was like, let me check this out again. I still have my 360 version. I threw it in my Xbox One, and it worked. And it's so good.
Good. One day I'll have too many games to get back to. All right. I think that's our main quest there. Do you want to do We're So Fucking Humble? You don't have to. No pressure.
I want to show appreciation for what you guys have done.
Oh, thank you.
For me, I think Matt would probably agree, especially because we all got to hang out last weekend. It was a fucking blast.
That was awesome.
I wish I could have spent more time with you guys, but first of all, sleeping in on a Sunday is what I'm going to do if I get a chance to do it. My wife is a fucking godsend. So, I do need a hike or 1,000 of them, but, it's going to take an extra hour or 2 to sleep there. But, I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate, you guys kind of like ushering in this little group of friends that have blossomed into like one of the best spots of my life. Like, it's fun to jump on and actually just even talk about, I just appreciate that you led me into Mr. Robot, which is one of my favorite shows of all time now. And
glad to hear.
It's just stuff like that. Like, I probably wouldn't have been exposed to it if I just didn't listen to that kind of funny episode that one day and reach out to you guys. And it's just, it opened me up to D&D. I got to play D&D.
Yeah, you've been doing that a lot.
I've been DMing and stuff, and it's brought me closer to my sister who plays with me now. It's just,
wow, that's
man,
it's really cool.
Right.
Thank you.
So that's what I'm saying. No, thank you, because this is, I appreciate it, man. It's, I know you guys were probably just looking to, branch out and open up to a new group of people, but you didn't have to go beyond to like inviting me in to like be a friend of yours. So.
Well, we want to. Like, when we first started doing the podcast, it was just like us talking, and then the whole kind of funny thing happened last year when we had this community. Like, we were so nervous.
Yeah,
we were so nervous. We were like, this is like a big bunch of weirdos. We have like no idea who they're going to be. And everyone's been awesome. You've been awesome. Matt's been awesome. Alex Rosina's been awesome. Trevor's been awesome. Like, just the list goes on and on. Like, everyone has been so much fun to be around, to talk to. sharing the interest. It's been amazing.
You guys are doing a cool thing, that's for sure. Like, I mean, from my end, it's cool. I can only imagine what it's like to be like the creators of this whole thing.
I wish Chad was here to hear all this.
Right, yeah. Well, he better be listening.
I'm sure he'll listen.
Yeah, if I don't get a video from him tomorrow, has he been sending you the video? He sent me this freestyle. He woke up from his surgery. He sent me a freestyle. It's hilarious. I'm like just spitting beats to me. Oh, he's the best.
That's hilarious. He called Matt and I over FaceTime, and he was like, I'm surprised he was freestyling. He was like low energy.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He seemed like completely beat out of it.
Yeah, it's like he sent me 2 videos the first day, and when the first one was like, then the second one was like he was freestyling it. Yeah, he FaceTimed me, but like I just get an alert. Mm-hmm. So like it doesn't ring, and I'm like, oh, maybe because he dialed me the other day when he was going to the movie, and I'm like yelling at him from his pocket. I'm like, hey, I can hear you. He was, what do you go see? Birds of Prey, I think.
Yeah. I haven't seen that yet.
No, neither have I.
Yeah,
I don't think I will though.
I don't know if I will or not. I have no idea.
I'm taking my son to see Sonic.
I was gonna say I haven't seen that yet, but it's been getting pretty good response.
Right, yep.
Yeah,
he's excited. He sees it. He's like, I want to go see that in the movies. I'm like, okay, Bob, we're gonna go. But I wanted to take him to IMAX. It's not an IMAX.
Really?
Yeah, Birds of Prey is an IMAX.
Oh, that's a miss.
Yeah, no.
That's a huge miss.
And it was funny because my wife looked it up and she's like, there's no schedule for this weekend, which was the weekend we're in now. She was looking up at the beginning of the week, and I was like, well, Birds of Prey is in there now, and it's doing so bad that they maybe not going to put it back in. Mm-hmm. Hopefully Sonic will be in it, and it was Birds of Prey again. So,
yeah, whatever.
And then I think she said the Onward is coming next week.
Is it next week? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it releases this week that we're in.
I need to see that in theaters because I missed Ratatouille, and yes, I missed Ratatouille in theaters, and I always regretted that because it's one of my favorite Pixar films. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it again. I'm just gonna go see.
Just go see everyone.
Everyone,
just in case.
That's awesome. Sometimes you get a mistake, like A Good Dinosaur, but it's fine.
Oh, dude,
I'm kidding.
The Good Dinosaur is awesome.
No, it was good, but it's like one of the, in terms of like the movie itself, I don't remember it that much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's sad.
It was. I remember it was sad. Yeah. But
all of it was sad. The Coco.
Yeah. Coco. Well, that was like crying in a happy.
Well, yeah, that's true. But it. Yeah. No, you're right.
But like Up. Holy crap.
Nah, see, I won't watch Up.
Oh, you won't see Up?
I won't watch it.
I'll say the first 10 minutes like just rips your heart out and then crushes it in front of you.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that.
But the movie itself is such a beautiful story.
Yeah,
really,
my wife loves that one.
Yeah. Plus, you guys see it for Doug the dog.
Oh, really?
Man,
he's a good boy.
He's a good boy. I look at Doug the dog, and he just looks so cuddly. I just want to like pet him and like hug him from the screen. He's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of good dogs. Like, is it Max? No.
Bowser and Ganon.
Yeah, they're good dogs.
Just everyone knows those are Dallas' dogs. Yeah. I'm aware that Bowser and Ganon are not.
They're not dogs in movies. Yeah. Even Big Hero 6?
I don't remember that much.
Mine was sad too.
I saw it, but I don't remember that much.
Takeshi.
Anime movies in general, not anime, animation movies in general, I feel like are way more heart wrenching than everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Yeah. He gives him actually, that's how my son. His favorite thing to do is give you a high five, a fist bump, and a thumbs up, and he learned fist bumps from that movie from Big Hero 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cute.
He does the la 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 thing. And like when he was, I think he watched him when he was like 1, and he's like learned how to do it. It's epic.
We have 2 subscriber interrogatives this week.
Yeah.
One is from Dusty Hill, which is Dusty Egalitarian Hill. It says he needs to hear our thoughts about the DICE Awards and the winners. Please and thanks. You're welcome. We're going to do it right now.
Insane.
Yeah, I was looking through the list. This is very surprising. Yeah. So first of all, Game of the Year was Untitled Goose Game. Let's just start with that one.
Did you play it?
I did, yeah. Awesome.
It is awesome.
It's really good. I don't know if it's Game of the Year. Yeah, I don't know if it's
it was a tough game for, a tough year, I guess, for games. I mean...
Yeah.
It was, when we sat down and watched the Game Awards, we all kind of had a different opinion on what it was going to be. Yeah. It wasn't, a lot like God of War.
I didn't think Sekiro was going to be there at all. Yeah.
Well, I think I said something right before I was like, nobody's giving this game a shot, but like it could win. And
it did, yeah.
I didn't think it would, but I mean, it's good enough to win.
Yeah.
Especially in a year where I didn't think there was that many. I mean, I didn't play Control either, so. And that's the thing that, most of the time I play the games that are up for Game of the Year because, I'm a gamer. Yeah, and I'm interested in those games, but there was nothing this year that like really grabbed me. Like I played Resident Evil 2, but I didn't even finish it because I was too scared.
Oh, it's scary, yeah. It's just like Untitled Goose Game. Terrifying.
And I get that on Game Pass, but I haven't played it yet, so
yeah.
I definitely want to check it out. But yeah, I was surprised to hear that.
Yeah, I was really surprised to hear that Untitled Goose Game won. It's a really, really good game. I think it does that like evening-sized game really well. It's like maybe 3 hours long. It's not that long.
Yeah.
It also, I think, has something I've laughed at more than anything else I've ever laughed at a game. Like, without a doubt, no question. But I can't tell you what it is because it's like the end of the game. Okay. Like the final, just what the final mission is hysterical. Yeah, the way like it ends is just cherry on top, beautiful.
So your personal game of the year was Outer Wilds?
Yeah, it was Outer Wilds. Although retroactively, it probably would be Sekiro, but I didn't beat Sekiro at the time. But yeah, like officially, it's Outer Wilds because that game was a masterpiece. Going to action game of the year, that was Control, which I guess isn't too surprising.
Right. I think the rest of the stuff from what I read makes sense. Yeah, like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I personally didn't think it was that amazing, but like everyone else seemed to, so that's not surprising. I loved it. There's one more that was actually really surprising to me, though. Oh yeah, Racing Game of the Year, Mario Kart Tour. I don't even know what the hell that is. It's the mobile like Mario Kart game. It was awful. It was so bad. I literally did. I'm a huge Mario Kart fan. Right. I did one race. I'm like, these controls suck so bad, I'll never play it again. And I deleted the app immediately. That's surprising then that beat like Crash Team Racing or... Did it just play bad on... What'd you play on your phone, you said? On my phone, yeah. Maybe just the ISO version is bad and the rest of the versions are good? I don't know. But yeah, well, actually no. I think I did it on my Android phone first because it was available there. I can't remember now. No, it was my iPhone. I did it on my iPhone. Yeah. That was really strange to me. I didn't play it, so... What's the other one on here? Blood and Truth one. Was that VR game? Yeah. Only multiplayer game of the year, Apex Legends, which is really cool to see that beat out Call of Duty. Yep. That was really, really impressive. Wargroove was nominated. That really surprised me. Mm-hmm. A good call out to another game, Baba Is You. One for achievement in game design. I'm honestly surprised that Outer Wilds didn't win that one. Because that's like, that game is the way it's designed is insane. Yeah, it's unlike anything else. But Baba You, did you ever play Baba Is You? No. Have you heard about this? No. What a really interesting game. You basically you look at it and it looks like a really rudimentary, like child made it kind of game, but it's extremely clever in the back end. You basically have a sentence that'll be like, Baba is you. That means you move the character around. But if you move one of those letter blocks out of the way or word blocks out of the way, so it no longer says Baba is you can't control your character anymore. Because like the rules in those sentences dictate the puzzle itself. Oh, all right. So that things like, flag is win. So you have to get to the flag, and then that means you win the game. But you can't get to the flag for some reason, so we have to maybe change it to something else's win. So you have to find a block to move there. Like there's some and that's a really it gets really complicated. Way more complicated. It's way over my head. I was playing, I was like, holy shit! I can't make heads or tails of some of this stuff. It's pretty clever. An Apple Arcade game? No, it's on Switch. It's on. Yeah. Oh, right. It was like a $20 game, but it was it's really, really clever. It's one of those things where I can appreciate how clever this is. My God, I'm never going to go back to this game. It's so frustrating. It's so hard, yeah. I was happy to see that achievement in animation went to Luigi's Mansion, which surprised me, but it kind of deserves that. Yeah. Art direction went to Control. Outstanding achievement in character on Untitled Goose Game, which I'm like, you want to what? Absolutely. That goose is amazing. He's so much fun. I think it's on Game Pass now. Yeah, it is, yep. Yeah, so if anyone hasn't played Untitled Goose Game, definitely check it out. Yeah, I'm going to definitely play through it. But yeah, pretty much everything else was what you'd expect. Mm-hmm. Nothing too surprising. But I think the biggest surprises were Untitled Goose Game winning Game of the Year. Yeah, that's crazy. And then Mario Kart Tour winning Racing. Man. So yeah, good for them. That was an indie game too. And it went up against Control, Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, and Outer Wilds. So yeah, impressive. That's very impressive. Big time win. The next subscriber interrogative comes from Dane Deasy, who is a good friend from Chicago, and Chad and I and Dane all knew each other in Chicago, so it's kind of cool to hear from him again. He says that he wants to know about the Metacritic review bombing scandal for a game called Somnium Files. So I hadn't heard of this game before. This is totally new to me, but this is actually kind of wild. So basically what seems to have happened is this guy wanted to prove that review scores on Metacritic is basically bullshit, and that they can be tanked. So he single-handedly brought their user score down from I think 8.6
down to 1.9. Single-handedly did that.
Holy shit!
Which is So he proved his point at that time. Stick a nail in that. Well, not nail, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that.
Pin
in that. Yeah, I don't know if I said nail. Stick a pin in that. We'll come back to that. And then I guess other people were trying to review bomb in the other direction, with really positive reviews to like outweigh his negativity, and it didn't really end up doing much. It's still like at 1.9. The director of the game is even asking people to like please like help out with this because this makes our game look really bad, and it's just one fucking asshole who's like trying to review bomb this game on us. And then Metacritic actually came in and undid all of his reviews.
Oh, really?
But because of that, and all the people who reviewed it in a really positive way, just to outweigh him, those stayed.
Oh, so that's a 10?
So now it's the highest rated Switch game ever. It's higher than even Super Mario Odyssey. So that's kind of a funny little situation. But yeah, user reviews are not the best.
It's so disappointing.
Yeah, very disappointing. It's always great when you read some and it's clear the person didn't even play the game.
Right.
I think Steam has a rule that you have to have like played the game or a review.
A certain amount of hours or something.
I don't know how Metacritic can do that. I don't know how. Like, I guess Rotten Tomatoes can because they are owned by Fandango, so they can see if you bought a ticket for that movie through Fandango. They can say you know.
Makes sense.
But yeah, user reviews are messy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a shame.
That's The Last Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a good Star Wars movie. So people are gonna hate me for saying that. But it's probably one of my favorite Star Wars movies, if not my favorite.
Ooh.
Yeah, hot take there. Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. What? So it's a Switch game?
Yeah, Switch game. I know nothing about the game itself. I just looked at the intro, like, about the review scores. But yeah, what a prick.
Yes, that's.
Yeah.
But they have nice things. Like, why do people have to ruin shit, man?
Yeah. Oh, and to take the pin out. Direct to that, since Metacritic took all the user scores out, it kind of backfired on him and said, "No, we'll remove things that are not supposed to be there." So it kind of actually backfired in a way.
Yeah. Now they'll make sure none of that shit happens again.
We'll see.
Now you can't do that anymore, you douche.
He was specific. He's banned. You can't do it at all anymore. Yeah.
You should be. Yeah.
But that is the end of this week's episode. Reminder of Barf game this week. Last Guardian's listed here. It's not Last Guardian anymore. Is Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh.
So we'll be playing Banjo-Kazooie. I'm actually really enjoying it so far. It's a good game. So if you'd like to play with us every week, get a cool new wallpaper every month, and have a say in what we play, support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Respawning Fire. Only one tier for $1. If that's too much, no pressure. Feel free to join us and share your thoughts with us at Respawning Fire on Twitter or respawningfire@gmail.com. And now for our usual sign-off. Chad usually does this, so...
Get well soon, Chad.
Yeah, get well soon, Chad. We're wishing the best for you.
Send me more freestyles.
Bye-bye.